We are now live.
Okay, great. This meeting is called to order in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act. Notice of this meeting via Zoom was faxed to the Home News Tribune on December 31st, 2020, and emailed to the Star Ledger and the Highland Park Planet on December 31st, 2020, and was posted on the Borough website at www.hpboro.com and on the bulletin board at Borough Hall, 221 South 6th Avenue, Highland Park, on December 31st, 2020, and has remained continuously posted as required by law. As mayor, I preside over this council meeting and may interrupt, warn, or terminate a participant's statement or participation in the virtual meeting if the participant's statement does not adhere to the 3-minute rule, the 3 minutes that are provided to each participant for public comment, or if the statement is abusive, obscene, or irrelevant. Elsie, I'm going to ask you to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please. She's getting her flag.
Oops, where's my flag?
There you go.
To the flag of the United States of America,
To the
republic
which
stands
one nation,
nation,
under God,
indivisible,
liberty,
and
justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Mayor Mittler,
Here.
Councilwoman Canavera,
Here.
Councilwoman Foster,
here.
Councilman George,
Here.
Councilman Hale,
Here.
Councilwoman Kim Chohan, Borough Attorney Schmier,
Here.
Borough Administrator Hover.
Here.
May I have a motion to approve the regular work session meetings held December 15th, 2020 as distributed?
So moved. Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Canavera,
Yes.
Councilwoman Foster,
Yes.
Councilman George,
Yes.
Councilman Hale.
Yes.
That's it.
Okay. We have one consent agenda item on today's adjourned meeting. May I have a resolution to approve the police department compensatory time payouts?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Canavera,
Yes.
Councilwoman Foster,
Yes.
Councilman George,
Yes.
Councilman Hale.
Yes.
Okay. It's now time for the public discussion session. Each speaker has 3 minutes, but may comment on any topic. The borough clerk will monitor the time and will offer a 30-second warning and then indicate when 3 minutes has lapsed. The session will wrap up, well, by 8 p.m.
By 7 because
Seven.
By 7, sorry. Yes, 7. If you would like to speak, please raise your hand by pressing *9 on your phone keypad or select the raise hand button on the Zoom application. The borough administrator will announce your turn by reading out your name or the last 4 digits of your phone number. Please begin by telling us your first and last name as well as your address. Again, if you would like to speak about a topic for tonight, please press *9 or the raise hand button now.
Mayor, we have no members of the public in attendance.
Well, in that case, may I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
C&D, and we will return for our reorganization meeting at 7. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you all. I'll see you at 7.
See you at 7.
Soon.
Terry, now you can try it.
We are now live.
Terry, can you send me the link, the public link?
Working on it, Elsie.
Thanks.
Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to the first meeting of 2021, our reorganization meeting for the administration and Borough Council. Start with, clerk, can you please report on the certification of election and qualifications of councilpersons-elect Foster and Hersh?
It is my pleasure to report that the Middlesex County Board of Elections has certified the election of Elsie Foster and Matthew Hersh as members of the Borough Council of the Borough of Highland Park. Once they have subscribed to their oath of office and allegiance, they are qualified to assume their duly elected positions on the governing body.
Thank you very much. And for the first oath of office and allegiance that will be administered tonight will be to Councilperson-elect Foster. I am so thrilled and honored to have her again serve on the Highland Park Borough Council. Elsie has made such great strides to improve life for everybody here in Highland Park. And I'm delighted that she's going to be here with us again for another term. And at this point, I would like to ask Assemblyman Robert Karabinchik, our assembly person in this district, to issue the oath of office and allegiance to Elsie Foster.
Thank you, Mayor. And obviously, this is my honor to be able to officially give the oath to Ms. Foster. And Ms. Foster, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Got my flag.
So repeat after me. I, and state your name,
I, Elsie Foster,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties of office
all the duties of office
of councilperson according to the best of my ability.
of councilperson according to the best of my abilities.
I do furtherly solemnly swear
I do further solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and I will bear true faith
and I will bear true faith
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state
and in this state
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Assembly. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Very,
Thank you
very
for
well.
coming out for me tonight.
Elsie, did you want to say a couple of words?
I
Add
don't know
something
if
else.
Highland Park are crazy. I'm the crazy one. I know, as all my colleagues know, that I am the longest serving council person on the council. And a few of you, one of my favorite person will say I'm the dinosaur on the council. And as she says this, that's a lot of truth. I have been serving the longest, but I serve because it gives me joy to serve my community. It gives me joy to give back to people. It gives me joy to know that I can do something that will change someone's life for the better. It gives me joy to know that I can empower, I can strengthen, and I can encourage. And that's why I stay on the council, because I want to continue to make my community of Highland Park better and the surrounding communities. When I first came on council, it was the quality of life, just quality of life, and because my son was in school, but it has grown to be much more than that. And I come to see each and every one of you here in Highland Park and beyond as true allies, and at times foe and at times good friends, but most of the time it's supporters. And I really do appreciate each and every one of you for giving me the opportunity to come back to serve. And with that, I want to say that I am here to serve, and I serve proudly, and I serve with honor. But we also need, I am going to make mistakes, and we all make mistakes. And if there's anything to be had, knowing that we are not perfect people, we make mistakes just like you make mistakes in your lives. And if you're here to support and encourage us, with your help, we'll do better. And we're looking to do much better this year. And we're looking to create a much more harmonious community. Thank you. And that's all I have to say. And thanks again, Highland Park.
Thank you, Elsie. All right. And next on our agenda is the oath of office and allegiance to be administered to our newest returning councilperson, councilperson-elect Hersh. And I have the distinct honor of giving him the oath of office. So Matt, you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Repeat after me, please. I
Matthew Hersh,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform the duties
perform the duties
of the office of council member
of the office of council member
according to the best
according to the best
of my ability.
of my abilities.
I do further solemnly swear or affirm
I do further solemnly affirm
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of New Jersey,
of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith
and that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same
and allegiance to the same
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state
and in this state
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people.
Matt, welcome to the council.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, everyone.
So it was an honor for me to install Matt Hersh tonight to our council. Matt and I met many years ago, it seems like, when we were first discussing communications here at the borough. And to see him now as a participant on an ongoing basis is just a wonderful, wonderful thing. Matt has the intentions, the good intention to do the best for all parts of our community. And I'm delighted to have you working with us again, Matt. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you, Mayor.
You're very welcome.
And I just want to congratulate Councilperson Foster also. I'm really excited to serve with all of you. And it's so good to serve the town of Highland Park and really just do the right thing. We ran on we ran on a platform of equity, environment, and the economy, and we intend to deliver on those promises. And it just requires a lot of hard work, a lot of engagement. Now that we're home on Zoom, we're going to have to try even harder to make sure that people's voices are heard and that people are involved and engaged in the process. And it's just such an honor. Thank you.
Thank you, Matt. Right, I'm now calling this meeting to order. This meeting is called to order in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act. Notice of this meeting via Zoom was faxed to the Home News Tribune on December 31st, 2020, and emailed to the Star Ledger and the Highland Park Planet on December 31st, 2020, and was posted on the Borough website at www.hpboro.com and on the bulletin board at Borough Hall, 221 South 5th Avenue, Highland Park, New Jersey, on December 31st, 2020, and has remained continuously posted as required by law. As mayor, I preside over the council meeting, and I may interrupt, warn, or terminate a participant statement or participation in the virtual meeting if the participant statement does not adhere to the 3 minutes provided to each participant for public comment, or if the statement is abusive, obscene, or irrelevant. At this point, I would like to ask Senator Deignan if he would lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Everyone, please stand. Pledge allegiance
To the flag
of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Senator. And at this point, I would like to ask Pastor Stephanie Copperdale to give us the invocation for this meeting. Pastor?
Thank you, Mayor. I invite anyone who would like to do so to join me in prayer. Let us pray. Everlasting God, source of every good thing, we give thanks for this day and for this gathering. We give you thanks for our town of Highland Park and for each and every member of this community. We give thanks for opportunities to build connections with neighbors, to seek the common good, and to consider that which is helpful and fair to all. We thank you for this community where together we can strive to protect the environment, to seek health and wellness for all people, to foster the arts, and to nurture our community. We give thanks for the opportunity and the responsibility of public service within our beautiful community. We understand that the interests and concerns and voices of each member of this community must be equally heard, equally valued within this meeting, during deliberations and votes, and within all the work carried out in the name of our town. We ask for wisdom and guidance in the work that lays ahead. We pray for these newly sworn in members of Borough Council, for all members of Borough Council, and for all people of goodwill in this town who give of their time and energy for the good of all. May we seek the things that make for true peace and true justice in a world that is still held down by systemic injustice of many kinds. May we together find the strength to root out injustice and clear it away, so that true community may thrive and grow strong. As we stand at the beginning of a new year, we seek to plant seeds of hope. May the work of our hands lead to brighter days ahead. We thank you for local signs of progress, for ways in which we can work for equity and to seek true harmony and peace for all people in this town, in this community. We pray for our state and for our nation at this time as well. We give you thanks for this community in which we live, and we pray all these things in your holy name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Pastor. Those were beautiful words, especially during these times. I would also like to welcome Senator Deignan, Assemblypersons Karabinchik and Pinkin to our meeting tonight. You have always been there for Highland Park, and we appreciate everything that you do. Roll call, please.
Mayor Burl-Mittler,
Here.
Councilwoman Canavera,
Here.
Councilwoman Foster,
Here.
Councilman George,
Here.
Councilman Hale,
Here.
Councilmember Hersh,
Here.
Councilwoman Kim Chohan,
Here.
Borough Attorney Schmier,
Here.
Borough Administrator Hovere.
All right, so now I officially welcome our newly sworn in council members, Councilmember Foster and Councilmember Hersh. Welcome. There's a lot of work ahead for all of us, and I'm looking forward to working with you on many different projects as we move this community further into the 21st century. Okay, may I have a resolution to adopt the rules of order for 2021?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Canavera,
Yes.
Councilwoman Foster,
Yes.
Councilman George,
Yes.
Councilman Hale,
Yes.
Councilmember Hirsch,
Yes.
Councilwoman Kim Chohan.
Yes.
May I have a motion to adopt the resolution for the mission statement for the Borough of Highland Park?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, roll call, please.
Councilwoman Canavera,
Yes.
Councilwoman Foster,
Yes.
Councilman George,
Yes.
Councilman Hale,
Yes.
Councilmember Hirsch,
Yes.
Councilwoman Kim Chohan.
Yes.
Okay. May I have someone nominate somebody for the position of council president for 2021?
I nominate Phil George for council president for 2021.
Second.
Thank you.
Okay, roll call, please.
Councilwoman Canavera,
Yes.
Councilwoman Foster,
Yes.
Councilman George,
I'm honored to be selected again by council. I appreciate the confidence, and I hope that we do the same coordination that my colleagues have shown all through this past year, which was a year never to forget, but everyone pulled through and did a great job. I respectfully abstain.
Councilman Hale,
Yes.
Councilmember Hirsch,
Yes.
Councilwoman Kim Chohan.
Yes.
All right, may I have a resolution to establish the 2021 standing committees as discussed in prior meetings?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Canavera,
Yes.
Councilwoman Foster,
Yes.
Councilman George,
Yes.
Councilman Hale,
Yes.
Councilmember Hirsch,
Yes.
Councilwoman Kim Chohan.
Yes.
It's now time for me to give this year's State of the Borough. And what a wild year this was. It's easy to wallow in despair and sadness. There were plenty of reasons for this. But as a community, Highland Parkers came together to support one another in many different ways. Tonight, I want to concentrate on all the positive things we saw in Highland Park during 2020. This administration focuses its efforts in 5 key areas: tax stabilization, downtown redevelopment, infrastructure, quality of life goals, and transparency. Let's sort through 2020 through the lens of these criteria. So tax stabilization. Despite all of the fiscal challenges presented to local government by the shutdowns over the past 9 months and the continuing challenges of very limited ratables in town, in 2020, the property tax rate was held flat. And when COVID-19 caused lost jobs and income for many of our residents, I joined together with the mayors of Metuchen and Edison in allowing the delayed receipts of second quarter real estate taxes to help ease the burdens felt by many of our residents. Though she is new to this position, I'd like to thank Councilwoman Tara Canavera, Chair of the Council's Finance Committee in 2020, for working with me in monitoring our receipts of taxes and the impacts of COVID-19 throughout the second half of 2020. To help reduce our municipal taxes, the governing body, the administration, and our volunteer groups worked aggressively to secure grants offered by state and federal agencies. In 2020, we were awarded over $1 million in federal and state funds. That includes nearly $604,000 in grants for programming from senior services to child activities, and much more, plus over $478,000 in CARES COVID-19 related funding. As you can see, access to state and federal funds and grants are critical to our tax stabilization. That is why a robust response by our residents to the 2020 census was a must. The census only comes around once every 10 years, and Highland Park stands to benefit with $3.5 million in federal and state funding from a complete count. This year, thanks to resident volunteer Udi Shore and his amazing complete count team, we exceeded our 2010 count by 6.5% and had nearly 76% of our residents self-reporting in 2020 census. Community benefits from development also generate revenue opportunities to stabilize local taxes. The relocation of a girls' parochial school to a property on Cleveland Avenue is a good example of this. First, the developer has agreed to a voluntary payment to the borough of approximately $200,000 over a 10-year period. Secondly, by locating the school here from its current home in Piscataway, the Highland Park schools should see a positive impact of at least $50,000 a year, as most of the students at the school are now being bused from Highland Park to Piscataway at the expense of our public schools. Additionally, the developer has agreed to other community benefits, including $85,000 in renovations to our community center with a much needed new food pantry storage unit, as well as bicycle and pedestrian infrastructure improvements in the neighborhood surrounding the school. We are exploring other opportunities for increased activity rate and ratables on the Cleveland Avenue corridor, as 2 new developments have been completed and fully sold out or rented out. This opens new possibilities for us in an area of town that has long been in need of rejuvenation. I've asked our planner to put together a creative redevelopment plan for this area of town for review in 2021. As we look at where we are today and where we can go in the years ahead, it is evident that downtown development is the key to Highland Park's economic future. So let's talk about downtown development. Our Main Street Highland Park organization has created a buzz for our downtown throughout Central Jersey. When the pandemic closed down our indoor dining opportunities, we initiated our well-used town tables for outdoor dining. These tables are located on South 3rd Avenue and North 4th Avenue and have provided our residents and coffee shops much needed continued business during COVID in 2020. You've heard me talk about the importance of public art in the life of our residents. Free public art warms the spirit and spurs new creativity and forms of expression. It also brings residents and visitors to our downtown. This year, we saw more murals decorate our downtown businesses on both Raritan and Woodbridge Avenues. Art benches can now be found throughout town. In 2020, thanks to our Arts Commission and Arts Collective, a new Black Lives Matter street mural was painted outside Borough Hall as a reminder that public art can also make a strong statement. During 2020, we worked with developers and residents to identify mutually agreeable new downtown buildings and new community benefits. The developer interested in building a mixed-use apartment building on Raritan Avenue between South 2nd and South 1st Avenues met with resident stakeholders and identified opportunities to update their plans in ways that will add comfort and improve safety for all residents in the area. In 2020, I asked our economic development team, chaired by Councilman Matt Hale and coordinated by Borough Administrator, Director of Redevelopment, Terry Hover, to work with our planner on a comprehensive downtown redevelopment concept. A very exciting vision focusing on 4 project areas along Raritan Avenue, a new public square, and a viable off-site parking lot was presented in several open public meetings. The input from these meetings is currently being reviewed, and we will continue to move forward with an updated plan, market research, and community discussions in 2021. All of this new redevelopment goes hand in hand with our planning for updated infrastructure needs. Like most municipalities in the Northeast, Highland Park's infrastructure dates back 100 years. During 2020, we began addressing some of these upgrades. Council President Phil George, chair of the Council's Public Works Committee, worked closely with our Public Works Department to ensure that all of our community's infrastructure needs were properly addressed in 2020. Here's just a sampling of the issues that were tackled. First, PSE&G began an extensive project to replace the gas lines throughout town. I want to thank all of our residents who were inconvenienced by the construction for their understanding and patience. The good news is that once completed, our residents will enjoy a safer, more efficient distribution of gas from the utility company. Second, at the end of 2019, the Borough Council, after public discussion, approved new rates for water and sewer service in Highland Park. The first bills with this new rate went out in 2020. The rate increase was, was an important step in the ongoing improvements to the borough's water and sewer system. It will support more efficient operations and maintenance, including compliance with ever-increasing state and federal regulatory requirements. The funds will also support important capital projects, such as replacement of old borough-owned water meters, water system repairs to reduce inflow and infiltration, and repairs to the emergency interconnections with neighboring water systems. All of these projects will stabilize the water and sewer operations and keep costs down in the future. In 2020, Highland Park contracted with Middlesex Water Company for the maintenance and operation of our water system. We held several open public meetings to explain the new relationship. The municipality maintained ownership of its water infrastructure, the pipes. This agreement puts maintenance and operation of the water system in the hands of professionals. One of the first steps was replacement of old malfunctioning water meters throughout town. During the latter part of 2020, several residents saw unusually high water bills. The borough's water sewer department is committed to working with each resident who calls to investigate at the cause of the increased bill. This is an ongoing project. If you have a significant concern with your fourth quarter water bills, please contact our water sewer department at 732-819-3788. During 2020, 13 roads were repaved. This includes 3 roads repaired through DOT grants throughout town, plus 10 additional streets repaved by PSE&G as part of their gas line replacement program. Speaking of PSE&G, in 2020, we saw the results of our Solar for All public-private partnership project come to life. The solar field, constructed on a former landfill on Donaldson Street, not only provides research on battery storage, which will benefit the entire state of New Jersey, but will also generate enough energy to power 100 homes. The green gas emissions savings from this project is equal to removing 70 cars from the roads per year. The project helped Highland Park and PSE&G earn the New Jersey Business and Industry's 2020 Good Neighbor Award. Since the catastrophic pedestrian accident occurred a few years ago on the Upper Raritan Avenue area of Highland Park, I have been working closely with Senator Pat Deignan and Department of Transportation Commissioner Diane Gutierrez-Scachetti's team on improved safety in the area. We developed a plan in 2019, and I am happy to say the initial work on execution of that plan began in 2020. The road diet for the area includes a reduction in the lanes from 4 to 2, plus left turning lanes, increased pedestrian signage, and a reduction in the speed limit in the area. COVID-19 brought many challenges, not the least of which was the need for more places for our residents to get healthy physical activity in the safer outdoors. Our Safe Walking and Cycling Committee worked with administration, police, and public works departments to create shared streets programs, connecting the north and south sides of town and enhancing access to downtown and our 2 county parks, Johnson and Donaldson. It was a pleasure to see so many young people skateboarding or bicycling along with adult walkers and runners. The shared streets are taking a break for the winter to allow for snow plowing when necessary, and we will look into a new plan for the spring. This unique approach to new uses for our borough streets is a good introduction for other quality of life improvements in 2020. Needless to say, the world felt a bit out of control in the coronavirus days as it waxed and waned throughout 2020. That is why so much of our attention was focused on ways to improve quality of life during pandemic times. In March, I created our COVID-19 task force of key volunteers, including representation and advice from our own Highland Park Board of Health, employees, and public safety members to address issues that arose in response to lockdowns, preemptive policies to slow down the spread of COVID-19 in town, and overall community and borough safety. The group, which initially met daily, continues to meet weekly by phone and address items such as obtaining necessary PPE, allowing the farmers market to continue in a safe, socially distanced manner, building safety policies, including how or when to open, staffing, requirements for cleaning and maintenance needs, etc. This team continues to work with me even today. The work of the task force received statewide recognition in a glowing profile printed in the fall issue of the New Jersey League of Municipalities monthly magazine. With schools closed and then reopened in a limited fashion, it became imperative to find ways to continue our recreation department's youth activities. With guidance from Governor Murphy's outdoor sports executive orders, we held all outdoor summer camp and continued to the operation of permitted outdoor sports programs. And what a good thing that was, particularly for our boys baseball league. Our 10 and under boys baseball team newly formed in 2020, that finished the season with a 13-0 record. They won the league championship in 2 hard-fought games, winning victories against strong opposing teams. I'd like to take a moment to thank outgoing council member Josh Fine for his work with our recreation department in 2020. Our programming for seniors also achieved acclaim in 2020 as Highland Park was named Middlesex County's first municipality accepted into AARP's network of age-friendly communities. This program will provide Highland Park with the resources to become more age-friendly by tapping into national and global research, planning models, and best practices. Our Health and Human Services Council Committee, chaired by Councilwoman Stephanie Kim Chohan, quickly activated existing and new services to aid residents most affected by COVID-19. We saw dramatic increases in our social services during the year. Our dauntless volunteers for the Highland Park Food Pantry never lost a beat as the number of clients increased more than threefold to nearly 600 in 2020. Highland Park Gives a Hoot provided 2 to 3 dozen bags of groceries per week to additional families who are associated with the Zone 6 Teen Center. A new mental health committee was formed to address these growing needs, especially amongst teenagers. In late December, our community center held a flu shot clinic sponsored by Rite Aid. With help from the county, the Jewish Renaissance Organization held free one-day COVID-19 testing at the community center parking lot. 50 residents signed up to take the test there. Councilwoman Elsie Foster, chair of the council's Public Safety Committee, worked closely with me to improve communication and equity issues at our public safety departments throughout 2020. The leadership of our police department, Chief Abrams and Captain Curbello, completed their first year on their new jobs during 2020. I'd like to thank Chief Alice Brule for her guidance in mentoring our new leadership this last year. This new leadership has embraced our commitment to updated and more equitable policing policies. Since they took office, the HPPD leadership has instituted, among other things, annual training for all officers in crisis intervention, de-escalation, understanding implicit and explicit biases, and mental health first aid. They've held several open forums with the public where they presented updates and took questions directly from residents on a wide range of issues. They've also expanded their commitment to body cams for all department personnel, which puts the HPPD ahead of over a half of all 537 law enforcement agencies in the state. Additionally, in an effort to create a police department that better reflects our community, new officer hires have helped to further diversify the department. I'm happy to report that based on the recommendation of outside consultant DeLacy Davis, whose findings regarding stop analysis were presented to the public in 2019, we have signed an agreement with Rutgers University to do ongoing analysis of our police stop data information so that we can address any ongoing issues. To help advise me on continuously improving the role of our police department, ensuring equity in our community, I formed the Mayor's Equity Advisory Council. This group will work with me in identifying steps which should be administratively implemented to address and eliminate bias issues in our town and improving police-community relations. In 2020, in order to address the needs of our fire department and first aid squad, Highland Park hired its first emergency services director, Mr. Pat Rinaldi. He came to us with years of experience as a firefighter and fire chief, plus EMS experience in other municipalities. Under his guidance, the first aid squad reorganized and the fire department policies have been updated and improved. To address resident concerns regarding an increase in deer population in Highland Park, the borough commissioned a drone survey to identify areas of high deer population throughout the municipality. We've been working closely with the NJDEP's Fish and Wildlife Division and taken a good deal of input from residents. Our borough administrator is in the process of drafting a deer management plan for presentation in 2021. The first peak period of COVID-19 in March and April brought a shutdown and shut-in for New Jersey. Our most at-risk residents, primarily seniors, were shut in without their regular activities at our community center or the ability to go grocery shopping. Once again, Highland Park volunteers came through in times of need. Our CERT team created the new COPES program. It's a team of over 80 volunteers to shop for homebound residents and to provide welcome phone calls and safe social contact. No one knows more about needed improvements to quality of life in Highland Park than our residents. That is why our 2020 Park Partners Give Back program was the most successful to date, with 16 exhibitors, over 330 voters, and 5 prizes of $2,000 each awarded to the project that you, the residents, selected. Applications for 2021's Park Partners program are now being accepted. You can find more information on the Park Partners 2021 program on our Facebook page or our website. Now, transparency. Over the last few years, we have placed a greater emphasis on open and transparent governing. The limitations imposed on all of us due to the pandemic certainly made this tricky in 2020. Zoom meetings, like this one, for council meetings, committees, commissions, and other meetings and public forums on several different topics became the norm. We saw some meetings attended on Zoom by close to 100 participants, and other meetings with less than 10 participants. At this point, until it is COVID-19 safe to meet in person, we will continue to operate remotely on Zoom. Additionally, our hpborough.com website became a more crucial element of communication this last year, and staff has been working hard to keep it updated on a regular basis. Our communications team is coming up with new media and strategies to keep residents better informed in 2021. I should point out that some of the projects I identified in this report were the result of the efforts of Councilwoman Susan Welkowitz, who passed away mid-year. Susan was a friend and a dedicated council member who worked selflessly for the benefit of all of us. I dedicate this State of the Borough address to her memory tonight. Finally, let me offer a heartfelt thank you to all the residents who have taken the pandemic seriously, who follow social distancing rules, who wear masks whenever they are in public, and who curtailed social engagements to keep us all safe. Yes, help is on the way in the form of a well-regarded vaccine, but we're not out of the woods yet. Please keep up these practices for the benefit of our entire community. Get inoculated when it is your turn. If we bear with these requirements for a bit longer, hopefully you'll be joining me in person for autumn street fairs and summer fireworks in 2021. I once again want to thank all my council members for the hard work they put in throughout this year. And I know it wasn't easy for any of us. And I don't know when it's going to ease up in 2021, but I know it will. So everyone, please stay safe, stay healthy, stay involved. Thank you. Okay, now. Okay, we're moving on to consent agenda items. May I have a motion to accept consent agenda items 13A through L plus 14 through 17?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Canavera?
Yes.
Councilwoman Foster?
Yes.
Councilman George?
Yes.
Councilman Hale?
Yes.
Councilmember Hirsch?
Yes.
Councilwoman Kim Cho Han?
Yes.
There's a lot of pages here. We just voted on members and volunteers, and Highland Park has always done an excellent job with their volunteer organizations. So thank you to all of those who did volunteer. Okay. Borough Clerk, I believe I'm up to number 17. Is that correct?
14.
14.
I'm sorry?
14.
14.
The appointments, professionals.
Okay, are we talking about the appointment of the professionals?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I'm appointing the following to serve as professionals for 2021. Borough Attorney Ed Schmier, Tax Appeal Attorney Martin Allen, Labor Attorney Arthur Thibault, Borough Prosecutor Robert Janskovich, Public Defender Rosselli and Rosselli, Bond Counsel Willens Goldman Spitzer, Borough Engineer David Samuel, Borough Auditor Gerard Stankiewicz, Borough Planner James Constantine, Special COA Attorney Jeffrey Serenian, Special Planner Daniel Hopeman, Special Redevelopment Counsel Joseph Bauman, Risk Manager David Balkin. May I have a motion to confirm?
Motion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Canavera?
Yes.
Councilwoman Foster?
Yes.
Councilman George?
Yes.
Councilman Hale?
Yes.
Councilmember Hirsch?
Thank you, professionals. Yes.
Councilwoman Kim Cho Han?
Yes.
Okay, I'm appointing the following. Deputy Court Administrator Linda Simons, Deputy Borough Clerk Jennifer Santiago, ADA Coordinator Scott Brescher, Library Board of Trustees Council Representative Bill George, Qualified Purchasing Agent Lori Majewski. Motion to confirm?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Canavera?
Yes.
Councilwoman Foster?
Yes.
Councilman George?
Yes.
Councilman Hale?
Yes.
Councilmember Hirsch?
Yes.
Councilwoman Kim Cho Han?
Yes.
I am appointing the following. Arts Commission, Maggie Dominic, Board of Adjustment, Robert Hulsefeld, Robert Rosner, Robert Fechter as alternate 1, and Alvin Chin as alternate 2. Board of Health, Candace Feinberg, Diane Heimlich, Sarah Kelly. CDBG Advisory Committee, Stephanie Kim Chohan, Edward Prince, Sheila Highsmith, Deborah Morgan. Commission for Universal Access, Kim Kershaw, Jan Verstraete, Michaela May as alternate 1, Marlene Tarshish as alternate 2. Community Emergency Response Team, Joanna Joseph, Alyssa Kaplan, Pamela Plastock, Brian Duche, Roberto Munoz, Sherry Larson, Paul Scharf, Susan Winter, David Larson, Bruce Nadler, Ann Cheryl White, Nancy Wolf, Rodolfo Giuliani. Community Food Pantry, Janice Ballou, Monica Day, Andrea Greenberg Horowitz, Laurel Kornfeld, Lynn Platt, Susan McKinnon, Deborah Convery, Bruce Bush, Evelyn Sedahi, Nancy Laud, Craig Ambrose, Miriam Lefkowitz as an alternate, and Kathy Lombardi as an alternate. Council on Aging, Dee Donnelly as alternate 2. Emergency Management Council, Thomas Hamill, Linda Hoffala, Terry Hover, Michael Wojorskowitz, Scott Brescher, Nancy Wolf. Employee Safety Committee, Leanne Cosley Richardson, Rick Abrams, Michael Wishkoshkowitz, Edward Cohen, Renee George, Brian O'Mara, Kim McGraw, Nicole Huff. Ethics Board, Linda Tondow, Chris Rasmussen. Historic Commission, Jeremy Gross, John Beetham, Bernice Bernstein, Donald Beetham, Grazina Strolya, H.P. Gives a Hoot, Monica Jackson, Michael Buckman, Derek Gamble, Sylvia Hove, Evelyn Sedahi, James Polos, Marilyn Pruce. Library Board of Trustees, Ghislaine Darden, Cassandra Oliveras Moreno. Mayor's Wellness Campaign Committee, Dr. Cliff Lacey, David Siegman, Justin Furterman, Patrolman Gaetano Palumbo, Donald Kaur, Michelle Kornblum, Dr. Mark Shiner. Mayor's Equity Advisory Council, Natalie Levine, Franklin Moreno, Pastor Antoinette Moss, Jeff Bordaro, Norma Vargas as the HRC rep, Carolyn Timmons, Stephen Allard as the NAACP representative, Kermit Moss Jr., John Wenz as the HRC representative, and Kevin Doherty. Municipal Alliance, Patrolman Brian O'Mara, Elizabeth Asamoah, Austin Moriale, Laura Arp, Ashton Burrell, Leanne Cosley Richardson, Reverend Seth Capperdale, Irene Marks, Wendy Yang, Kimberly McGraw. Public Information Commission, Valerie Drach Weidman, Chaim Cohen, Shelley Saul. Recreation Advisory Committee, Nikki Landis, Debbie Heyer, Kenneth Haskins, Kathy Pace, Jay Weinberg, Nick Kambitsis, Sean Harrison, Andrea Alexander, Yudi Davis, Alex Duncan, Ryan Potter. Rehabilitation and Redevelopment Screening Committee, Wolfram Hoffer, Judy Richmond, Robert Fechter, Randall Solomon, Kim Hammond, Rebecca Hirsch, James Nichols. Safe Walking and Cycling Committee, Peter Bilton, Sean Meehan, Jan Verstraat, William Winfrey, Aaron Coneen, Trish Sanchez. Shade Tree Advisory Committee. Roseanne Baru, Karen Swain, Eileen Coffey, Carol Avelsgard, Mary Denver, Mariana Lord, Marion Sakowitz, Paul Sawyers. Sustainable Highland Park, Alan Williams, Hagip Mano, Irene Reigner, Irene Chan Marks, Wendy Rosen, Paul Sowers, Olivia Park. May I have a motion to confirm all?
Motion to confirm?
Second,
Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Canavera?
Yes, and thank you for all our volunteers.
Councilwoman Foster?
Yes, and I echo the sentiment. Thanks to all who serve and continue to serve.
Councilman George?
these volunteers are the strength and the source of the knowledge that keep us informed and moving forward. Yes.
Councilman Hale?
Yes.
Councilmember Hersh?
It's a dream team of volunteers. Thank you. Yes.
Councilwoman Kim Cho-han?
Yes.
Okay, I'm appointing some additional volunteers. To the Environmental Commission, Jonathan Abrams, Karen Swain, Alan Williams. To the Planning Board, Scott Brescher, Kim Hammond, Khalidra Hadazi as alternate 2. Planning Board Mayor's designee, Pedro Millet. Library Board of Trustees, Mayor's alternate, Ron Wong. Highland Human Relations Commission, Ashton Burrell, John Wenz, Mary Denver, Donald Beetham, and Norma Vargas Greenberg. No confirmation is necessary. All right, we're moving on to resolutions. May I have a motion to accept the resolution to appoint council representative to the Planning Board, Matthew Hale?
Motion?
Second,
Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Canavera?
Yes.
Councilwoman Foster?
Yes.
Councilman George?
yes.
Councilman Hale?
I'm very happy to be on the planning board and I really enjoy it, but I think it's best I abstain.
Councilmember Hersh?
Yes.
Councilwoman Kim Cho-han?
Yes.
Okay, may I have a motion to adopt the resolution appointing the representative to the Middlesex County CDBG Committee, Stephanie Kim Cho-han?
So
So
moved.
moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Canavera?
Yes.
Councilwoman Foster?
Yes.
Councilman George?
Yes.
Councilman Hale?
Yes.
Councilmember Hersh?
Yes.
Councilwoman Kim Cho-han?
Excited to be chairing finance in 2020. We have a lot of work to do. Abstain.
And I'm excited to have you there, Stephanie. May I have a motion to adopt the 21 municipal water and sewer temporary budget?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Canavera?
Yes.
Councilwoman Foster?
Yes.
Councilman George?
Yes.
Councilman Hale?
Yes.
Councilmember Hersh?
Yes.
Councilwoman Kim Cho-han?
Yes.
Okay, it's now time for our public discussion session. Each speaker has 3 minutes, but may comment on any topic. The borough clerk will monitor the time and will offer a 30-second warning and then indicate when 3 minutes has lapsed. The session will wrap up by 9 p.m. If you would like to speak, please raise your hand by pressing the *9 on your phone keypad or select the raise hand button on the application. The borough administrator will announce your turn by reading either your name or the 4 digits of your phone number. Please begin by telling us your first and last name as well as your address. Again, if you would like to speak about a topic on the agenda, please press star 9 or the raise hand button now.
Mayor?
Yes.
Oh, there you are. You moved on my screen. Sorry, I was like, she's gone. We actually have a couple of hands from one from Nancy Pinkin and the other from Robert Karabinchak. So I'd like to call on Nancy and him first, and then we'll hit the public, general public. Is that okay?
Yes, absolutely. Oh, and I see Senator Dykeman is waving.
Oh, I missed that one. Sorry, sir. So I will just go in order of my screen, and I see, although I believe they can just unmute themselves and speak. I don't have to do anything.
Okay, let's go with Assemblywoman Nancy Pinkin first then.
Sure.
Thank you. Well, I just want to congratulate the mayor on her accomplishments this year on your report, and it just goes to show the amazing things that are done in little tiny Highland Park every day. So, certainly you're doing a really great job and really have accomplished a lot, not only in thinking outside the box, but bringing in resources from outside the town to help keep taxes, stable for the residents. I want to congratulate Matt Hersh on returning to the council. It's great to have you back, and your enthusiasm and excitement. I'm sure you'll do a great job. And to congratulate Councilwoman Foster on her decade on the a decade, if I'm correct, on the decade plus. The council and thank you for all of your contributions, and thank you for honoring Councilwoman Welkowitz as well. So she certainly was a big contributor and really, as you said, participated in so many of the events that so many of the things that you have accomplished over time, and it is a big loss, especially during this COVID pandemic. So, but I wish everybody the best for a happy new year. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Assemblywoman. Okay, Assemblyman Karabinchak.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I want to congratulate Matt and Elsie on their re-election and election onto the Borough Council. And obviously, everyone knows my cell number. Mayor, everyone on the council, I'm looking forward to working with you this year. And I'm an optimist. This year is going to be better than last year. So I look forward to working with you on any of your endeavors that you're looking to move forward in Highland Park. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Assemblyman. And now, Senator Dykeman.
Matt and Elsie, congratulations. When I was sitting here, the thing that really moved me were the comments by the pastor when she commented on how every voice matters in Highland Park and every point of view is respected, and what an inclusive community you are. Let's admit it, it's tough to watch the news right now, seeing what's going on in Washington, D.C., where the basis of our democracy is really being challenged. And I just want to thank all of you for doing what you do, for being true Americans and standing up for what's right for this country. Just keep up the good work. It truly is an honor to represent Highland Park. Keep up the good work. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. And I just noticed that our County Commissioner, Charles Tamaro, is there. Charlie, would you like to say anything?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm official until Thursday when I get sworn in as commissioner.
Oh, okay.
But I want to congratulate Elsie and Matthew on their re-election. And you have a great town. You've done a great job through the years, and especially this year where it's been so difficult for everybody. I know I'm getting sick of Zoom meetings. That's all you seem to do anymore. But congratulations to everybody and good luck. And let's keep our fingers crossed that next year we're not doing Zoom meetings and everybody's getting sworn in live and back at town hall and to get things done. So congratulations and good luck.
Thank you. Okay, Borough Administrator, do we have any residents with raised hands?
Yes, and just for the record, I'll report that we have 26 public attendees and 2 hands raised at the moment. And I'm going to call on the first, John Valeri. You should be able to speak. Please just state your name and address for the record.
First off, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, John Valeri, 106 South 6th
Hey,
Avenue.
John.
First things first, in regards to the pandemic, I mean, I understand the whole thing in regards to the open public spaces on North 4th and South 3rd Avenue. However, I've been noticing some horrific stuff on many different levels, and I've seen it firsthand too. Not because Mayor Mittler, I understand you, Ms. Mittler, I understand you, I've read all your messages and how, you know, we need to be wearing masks and everything, but the problem is not a lot of people are wearing masks. I would, you know, go to one business and get something, and I'd be at that very location of, you know, open public dining, and hardly anyone's wearing a mask nor practicing social distancing. Same thing on North 4th. Besides, you know, telling people wear masks and stuff, is there any other way that we can get people to wear masks and practice social distancing? Because a lot of people aren't aware of this, but I'm one of many that actually have an underlying condition. I have high blood pressure. And if I get that virus, I have a 50-50 chance of living. So is there a way we can get people to not just, you know, practice this stuff to help me out, but help others as well?
So that's a really good question, John. And it's a question I've asked our borough attorney in the past. Borough Attorney Schmier, do you want to weigh in on advice on what we can do? My understanding is I cannot pass a law that when in Highland Park you must wear a mask out in public, correct?
That's correct, Madam Mayor. The governor, as we know, and has been exercising for 9 months now, the issuance of executive orders under the Constitution, and he can do that. But that is not delegated down to the municipal level or to the mayors or to the council. The best we can do is what the governing body in this town is doing, and that is on every occasion advocating and or urging everyone to follow the guidelines, wear the mask, socially distance, and protect one another. So if that changes, if we get a different additional authority from the governor, I'm sure this governing body would be the first in the state to exercise that right. But right now, we just don't have that ability.
Okay. The other question that I have is, would that also be the same thing for used masks and gloves being littered on the ground, because they are everywhere? And when I mean everywhere, I'm not just talking about Raritan Avenue. I'm talking about outside my house too, on 106 South 6th Avenue. And this is not just wind blowing the stuff. This is like, you know, legitimate mass on the ground. Like you could tell they were just littered.
Well, I believe we have littering ordinances that this would fall under. Borough attorney or borough administrator, are you familiar with any of these ordinances regarding litter?
It's not my area of expertise, but I'll just jump in to say that I think the difficulty is, you know, how you catch people in the act, and it is a problem. I think we do try to, you know, have our public works employees when they're out and about to try to do what we can. We have downtown litter pickup, which you try to get a handle on that. But again, I think the best we can do is communication and ask our neighbors to be considerate. And you're giving us a good reminder that we all should be doing a better job.
Thank you. And just one last thing, because I constantly bring this up both on the internet and in real life. The only way I could do this now on the internet because we're Zoom, but what's going on with my street between Magnolia and Benner, South 6th Avenue, in terms of the road being fixed? What's the ETA?
It will be, we're hoping for spring 2021, but in 2021.
Okay, all right. And by the way, and just really quickly, because I understand I most likely have 30 seconds left. I want to thank you.
You're over,
all.
I think, but.
Oh, I am over? Okay, then cut me off then. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you, John. All right. Borough Administrator, do we have anybody else?
Yeah, we have one other hand. Hold on one moment. It looks like we have Carl Prey. I'm going to allow you to speak. Please state your name and address for the record.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
This is not Carl Prey. This is Mary Forsberg. And I have a couple of issues about transparency. I really appreciate, I know in the past, I've never known how many people are on all the different calls that I've been listening to on Zoom. And I appreciate the fact that Terry announced that 26 people were listening in. I think it's very important that you make these calls as transparent as possible and let us know how many people are actually interested in the things that you're doing. Also, in the interest of transparency, I've noticed that I haven't done a very good job making minutes available. In terms of like the planning board and the redevelopment agency, minutes, it took a very long time for them to get out, and particularly when there was such a rush to push through this development plan by December 15th. It was hard not to know what was in the minutes before that. So I'd like to suggest that it would be very nice if you could do a little bit better job on that. The other thing is that every single Zoom meeting that the town holds should be available to the public to listen to. I may just be searching poorly, but I have not seen any of the redevelopment meetings online, that people could listen to them after the meetings have happened, except for the shareholders meetings. And I think that's very important because a lot of people are getting very interested in this redevelopment plan that you're proposing. So I'd like to suggest that you make available as much information as possible. I guess that's the third thing, is that a lot of people have asked for information, background information, data about this redevelopment plan, and none of it is available. And I'd like to know why that is, because I don't think you can do a plan without that kind of information, without people knowing that. That's all I have to say. Thanks.
Thanks, Mary. And just two things. One, Terry, we do have the redevelopment meetings on the website, don't we?
Well, we don't post. We posted the ones that pertain directly to the stakeholder meetings, and the last couple on the website. I am working on a better landing page for redevelopment. I just was away for a few weeks and I didn't get to it. But Mary and anybody else who's listening, HBTV, their YouTube page, which is actually HPTV 15 on YouTube. I don't know the history of the 15, has all of the recorded meetings up there. So that's kind of our home base for all of these recordings, even pre-Zoom, our council meetings and so forth were posted there. So just so you know, for future reference, that's where I link to when we link to them off of our website. So they are there.
Okay. And then Mary, just one other thing. I just want to make it clear. What you refer to as a redevelopment plan is not a plan. It's a vision and just a first step that will get us eventually to a plan. So I just want to clarify that. All right, are there any other hands?
No, Mayor.
All right, well, if that's the case, then may I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you all. Here's to a better 2021 for everyone. Thank you. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. Good night.